In the late 19th century, a young man went to university but left without a degree. Nevertheless, he maintained an interest in academic matters while working in a clerical job, and over many years he published books and essays and developed a bit of a name for himself, and eventually was offered a senior teaching post in a British university. When I was at school, my teacher told me about this, and he remarked that it couldn't happen nowadays. Why not? Why is it that nowadays somebody should not be offered a teaching post in a university on the basis of academic work carried out independently of the university system? Is there a reason? Maybe the teacher was wrong. Maybe there are exceptions. Maybe people who lack academic qualifications do sometimes get teaching posts in universities on the basis of merit. But when I was at university, one of my lecturers told me that it's impossible to become a lecturer without first obtaining a PhD. And a PhD is the highest degree obtainable at a British university, or possibly any university in the world, I'm not sure. So it would appear that, with very few exceptions if any, people do not get teaching posts in British universities unless they are very much a product of the system. Is that wrong? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe we're excluding people who are actually quite good, quite well suited to teaching posts, but who lack the relevant pieces of paper. Maybe it provides a situation which people can be brainwashed. I'm not saying that happens, but there certainly is a potential there for brainwashing people. And do we really want students in universities to be taught by people who have been brainwashed as part of a system? Many years ago, I was watching a television programme about unemployment. There was very high unemployment at the time. And they invited a professor of economics to comment. And this man, I believe, is still alive and still working as a professor in a British university. He responded by complaining that the government had recently decided to put up interest rates, which he clearly felt was wrong. He didn't offer any reason why this was a bad decision, and I'm not convinced that it was a wrong decision. Maybe the government was right to put up interest rates, I don't know. Maybe putting up interest rates harmed the economy, maybe it didn't. But certainly this professor offered no reason why putting up interest rates was a bad decision. Some of you may be thinking I'm unfair. This professor was not invited to give a lecture. He was invited to comment. We're talking one sentence here, maybe two. There's a limit to what he can say when he's just asked to make a comment. So, he is perhaps not going to go into great detail about what he thinks. Fair enough, point taken. But why did he have to mention interest rates? I mean, in any economy in the world, it's normal for the government to put interest rates up, or the central bank, whatever, to put up interest rates from time to time, or cut interest rates, usually by a small amount, and generally speaking, does not have a huge impact on the economy. So why would this professor mention interest rates? I mean, when you've got 3 million people out of work, I think it was at the time, you need to be looking at drastic solutions. You need to look at solutions which will get unemployment down quickly. And I fail to see how tinkering with interest rates is going to have a huge impact. Even if I accept it would have a beneficial impact, which I'm not sure it would, then I fail to see that not putting up interest rates would have made a huge difference to the economy. With 3 million people at work, you need a drastic solution. And this professor did not offer a drastic solution. And that is why I'm prepared to say now that he was probably not fit to teach economics at a British university, or any university. That is a defamatory thing to say, I'm aware, but I think it is probably justified. I know some of you would probably, because maybe there's something I don't know, maybe something I've overlooked here. But consider this as well. If you are a university lecturer, teaching any subject whatever, you may not be earning the biggest salary in town, but you're still earning a hell of a lot more than many people earn. And you're part of a great big nationalised industry, which is what universities effectively are. And it's not in your interests for other university lecturers to be dismissed on the grounds that they shouldn't be teaching. So whatever subject you teach in a university, if you're aware that teaching staff in the economics department are basically spouting nonsense, it's not really in your interest to say so, is it? Because if the economics department in the university is cleaned up, if the bad staff are dismissed, then how do you know that your department won't be next? How do you know that you won't be next in the queue to be dismissed on the grounds that you personally are not providing an adequate service to students? So, in conclusion, universities in this country, and probably in other countries as well, have an unfortunate tendency to tolerate people who perhaps should not be teaching, and this would appear to be particularly true of the field of economics.